Evelyn to Philip, V-mail dated February 16th, 1945. My dearest, I'm literally fed up to the ears with the mail situation. If there's anything that gets on my nerves, it's when the mail falls behind so miserably. It's true that I received your V-mail of 6th February 2 days ago, but what has happened to the mail between the 26th of January and 6th of February? There are still plenty of dates to be filled in for January, and I can't understand the ways of the post office at times. It seems to me that you are receiving my mail even though the dates are mixed up. In 3 weeks I've had exactly 2 old letters from you and the V-mail. But before I go off the deep end, suppose I change the subject. I didn't tell you in yesterday's letter that I received a cute Valentine from Hal for Adele. Also in yesterday's mail was a letter from Milt and one from Gloria. There was no mail whatever today. But let's get off the mail question. It annoys me. I felt sort of tired all day due to the lateness of my period, but there is no let-up at the place. This is the busiest season, and boy, oh boy, there is no end. Regardless of the amount of work expected, I take my sweet time about whatever I do. I've been working on Paul's vest the past few nights and intend to work on it a while before getting to bed this evening. I had a very big week again and believe I put in something like 42 hours. Anne made a mistake of an hour in my pay last week, so that extra hour raises my pay considerably this week. In fact, instead of getting my usual 75 cents per hour, I'll get paid for time and a half, or $1.13 this week. Not bad, eh? I think I'm going to treat myself to a new dress. I should use the plural, for I'm getting the urge to shop again. Gee, honey, spring is in the air, and it's beginning to get me. This morning when I took Adele over to my mother's, the birds were perched in the trees and were talking to each other very loudly. When I first walked out, I couldn't imagine where all the racket was coming from, and was quite surprised to find such little birds making such noises. Adele was very amused with the goings-on. I believe Harry is making out fairly well now that the warmer weather is coming on. He ought to do very well this summer. He can't wait for the hot weather to set in. He leaves the house about 9 or a bit later each morning and gets home anywhere from 7 to 8 each evening. The fact that he is his own boss and whatever he makes is his is satisfaction to its utmost for him, and he seems very well satisfied with the whole setup. Of course, he never did like dirty work, but he likes it better than working for someone else. Baby, there is nothing like your own business, and the proof of it is right under my eyes each day at Bellett's. Of course, I realize that conditions today are much different from what they used to be, but nevertheless, a businessman is always better off than a working man. I keep wondering if it will work out for you to team up with Jack. Somehow, I have my doubts. But I see I've filled in the sheet, so I'll close now, dearest one, with the old but ever-warming, I love you so much, your Ev.